The art is a big, polished reflector that just reflects those concerns through the ostensible subject matter. And it's always ostensible subject matter of the moment, you know? It's like, sort of like an opera. I mean, does anybody really care, really, about the story of the magic flute or whatever it is? No, it's the occasion for the music that does different things to you. And in the same way, the theme, the story, you know, people are always saying, well, what's this play about? Oh, give me a break. It's about an ostensible subject, which is the occasion for focusing some other energy in that direction.
Yeah. How do you actually do it, if I may? How do you work on your plays? You have told a little bit about how you work with actors, this enhancement process of a scene or something, but to get this density of the play and to get all the other elements, the sound and the light, how does that come about? How does it evolve a piece?
I'll describe the process, but what it's like, you know, Orson Welles once said, being a director is like giving somebody the greatest electric train set that a boy ever had to play with it. And in my rehearsals, we rehearse with a finished set, and this is something I worked to get in this very fortunate situation. From the first day of rehearsal, there's a set, I'm sitting there, we have a lot of interns who are helping us and doing things, but I'm sitting there with a little light board next to me. The lights are set up, and just to get different feelings, I see the scene in different kinds of light. We have a sound man who, at the beginning, has about 70 different little sound fragments, loops of music, repetitive music, sound effects, what have you. And I have the script. Up till a couple of years ago, it was a written script. The actors all had to know their lines. Lately, I have a big piece of cardboard with about 120 little aphoristic lines that I choose, and I say, okay, we're going to start the play. Now, you know, Sophie and Max, you're going to, at the start of the play, you come in from the left, and you see each other, and you run back against the wall and press against the wall because you're scared. And as that happens, try music 17, and as they're halfway across the stage, hit sound effect 7. And when you get to the wall, Max, you say the first line, which is, stories hide the truth, whatever it is. You know. And so we do that, and then I say, oh, that was stupid. No, forget it. Go off. Instead, day after day after day for 14 weeks, that's what we do.
So that would be more an intuitive approach, like almost like sculpturing, and instead of having a block of marble, you really have all the means of the theater.
I have,
and
yes.
It's sculpted into place.
Yes, exactly. And you find out what material is there. Now, for every play, I know there's a thematic center. I can't even remember what the thematic center was from Wake Up, Mr. Sleepy.
No, it's a start of that.
But there was a thematic center, and I am clever. I come from a family of lawyers. And I was trained, I sat around the dinner table every night. My father would provoke me. He would say, he knew that I was sort of leftist in my leanings. So he'd start with some terribly reactionary position that he knew would get me very mad. And we'd argue violently all through dinner. So I can justify and explain almost anything.
At least as a kind of a post-rationalization.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite a good thing. You do something and you feel that it works, and then you figure out.
Somebody asked me,
yeah.
and most people who work with me don't want to know that anymore. Occasionally they want to know something, but there's very little time spent in our rehearsals having philosophical discussions, God forbid, or discussions of motives or anything like that. Mostly it's just trying different things. And in addition, if I tell Max, jump on the table and do a little flamenco dance. And Max does it, and he's lousy at it. And I say, no, okay, no, let's not do that. Max will say, no, Richard, give me some time. I can work on it. I can make it good. I'm not interested. I want to exploit what I, correctly or incorrectly, think, I perceive, as your genuine, interesting, impulsive qualities. And I want to make a composition that heightens those and uses those rather than make you into something that you are not. And sometimes my actors get frustrated about that. They say, no, but why can't I try and learn how to do a good flamenco dance? No, waste my time. I don't want to. You're much better when you do a stupid twist. But it's a bricolage of finding all these elements and putting them together. And then occasionally I come in with other lines and other things that occur to me. But it usually is just this building, taking apart, building, taking apart. And what I'm looking for is something that in the end, when I'm watching 10 minutes, and I don't feel, oh my God, did I do that? That's stupid. But I feel a certain tension sustained in the solar plexus as I'm watching. Generally, that means it's okay.
Yeah. At least you are aware of the reality of it. But now,
I'm aware more than the reality. I'm aware of the reality, and I'm aware of the fact that it seems to suggest the possibility of spreading in different directions at the same time. And they're held in suspension. Could be this, could be this. Because when I used to work, there was a famous producer in New York, Joe Papp, who was the great man of the New York theater, did more commercial shows. And I did 8 shows for him. 3 of them were my own. But I did other plays, like Otto Strauss, Havel, Molière. And Joe, who was a more classic person, always used to say, you know, at that point, Richard, it gets a little blurry, it doesn't seem exactly focused. And because I was working for him, he never said that about my plays, because he knew my plays wouldn't be focused. But I would try to please him and try to do that. And then at a certain point I realized, you know, that classic dramatic structure, having all these elements, and they come together, and they come together, and they finally go down a narrow river to the conclusion. That, philosophically, spiritually, aesthetically, doesn't really interest me. What I'm interested in is the delta that is created when in certain places the river goes down to the ocean and it spreads out in multiple directions, creates multiple landscapes. And I'm interested in a structure that at every moment suggests multiple things, multiple possibilities, yet they're all kept in tension and they all seem to belong together. When I'm doing another playwright, I try to capture what I think, more than the characters. I mean, obviously I pay homage to the characters, but I try to capture the individual tone of the writer's voice. Otto Strauss's prose has a different rhythm than Molière's prose. And so somehow I'm trying to be responsive to what the language seems like to me. That sounds pretty abstract too, but that's what I do. But different actors are different, and everybody's going to do different things. And I don't want to squash the personality of the actor, that's for sure.